Humanity has always been captivated by the sky. Ancient cultures filled the night sky with myths and stories about gods and celestial beings. Early astronomers, like Galileo and Kepler, gazed at the stars, charting their courses and dreaming of reaching beyond our world. But it wasn't until the 20th century that these dreams began to materialize. The launch of the Soviet satellite Sputnik 1 in 1957 marked the birth of the space age. That beep from the satellite, echoing across the globe, heralded the beginning of a new era, one that would redefine humanity's place in the universe. The space race that followed saw unprecedented technological advances and the rise of bold, daring explorers. From the first human in space to the monumental Apollo 11 mission, the history of space exploration is one of ambition, innovation, and discovery. And today we stand on the precipice of a new chapter, with Mars missions paving the way for human exploration of the Red Planet. Number 10. The birth of the space age, Sputnik 11957. On October 4, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth. This simple, spherical satellite, no bigger than a beach ball, made a beeping sound as it orbited the planet, and its impact was felt worldwide. The launch of Sputnik 1 was the start of the space race, a competition between the Soviet Union and the United States to dominate space exploration. The Cold War rivalry spurred both nations to achieve remarkable feats of technological innovation. Sputnik was a wake-up call for the United States. It demonstrated that space was no longer just the domain of astronomers and theorists, it was a frontier to be explored and conquered. This realization would lead to the rapid development of American space programs and the eventual race to the moon. Number 9. The first human in space, Yuri Gagarin, 1961. Just 4 years after the launch of Sputnik, the Soviet Union achieved another historic milestone. On April 12, 1961, Yuri Gagarin, a Soviet cosmonaut, became the first human to journey into space aboard Vostok 1. Gagarin's mission lasted just 108 minutes, during which he orbited the Earth once. Despite the brevity of the flight, Gagarin's achievement was monumental. His calm demeanor and iconic words, "Poi Kali, let's go," became symbols of Soviet space prowess. The flight also marked a significant moment for the world. It demonstrated that humans could survive and function in space. The news of Gagarin's success reverberated around the globe, igniting both awe and a sense of urgency in the United States to match this remarkable achievement. Number 8. The Moon Landing, Apollo 111969. On July 20, 1969, the United States achieved its greatest space triumph with the Apollo 11 mission, landing humans on the moon. Astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins embarked on the historic journey, with Armstrong and Aldrin making their historic descent to the lunar surface. Armstrong's words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," resonated around the world as millions of people watched in awe. Apollo 11 was the culmination of the Apollo program, which had been launched by President John F. Kennedy in 1961. Kennedy's ambitious goal to land a man on the moon by the end of the decade set the stage for NASA's groundbreaking achievements. The success of Apollo 11 not only marked a victory in the space race but also symbolized the boundless potential of human exploration. The moon landing was a testament to what could be achieved with determination, innovation, and international collaboration. Number 7. Space Stations Mir and Skylab. After the moon landing, the next frontier of space exploration was to learn how to live and work in space for extended periods. This led to the development of space stations, which served as laboratories for scientific research and hubs for astronauts. The Soviet Union launched Mir, its space station, in 1986. Over the next 15 years, Mir hosted astronauts from various countries and became a critical platform for scientific research in microgravity. The station also provided essential data for long-duration space travel, a crucial aspect of planning future missions to the Moon and Mars. Meanwhile, the United States launched Skylab in 1973. Although it was operational for just 6 years, Skylab hosted several important missions, including the first spacewalks conducted by U.S. astronauts. It was an essential testbed for understanding the effects of long-term space travel on the human body and the technology required for living in space. Both Mir and Skylab helped pave the way for the International Space Station, which would become the focal point of international cooperation in space. Number 6. The Space Shuttle Era, reusable spacecraft. In 1981, NASA launched the Space Shuttle program, marking a new chapter in space exploration. The Space Shuttle was designed to be reusable, reducing the cost of space travel and allowing for more frequent missions. The first shuttle, Columbia, made its maiden flight in April 1981. Over the next 3 decades, the shuttle fleet completed more than 130 missions, including deploying satellites, conducting scientific experiments, and ferrying astronauts to and from the ISS. The Space Shuttle program had its share of successes, but it also faced tragic setbacks. In 1986, the Challenger disaster claimed the lives of 7 astronauts, and in 2003, the Columbia disaster occurred during re-entry. Despite these tragedies, the shuttle program proved that space travel could be routine and safe. It also helped to build and maintain the ISS, furthering our understanding of life in space. Number 5. The International Space Station. The International Space Station, launched in 1998, represents the pinnacle of international collaboration in space exploration. The ISS is a joint project involving NASA, Roscosmos Russia, ESA Europe, JAXA Japan, and CSA Canada. Orbiting the Earth at an altitude of about 400 kilometers, the ISS is the largest human-made structure in space. The ISS serves as a microgravity laboratory where astronauts conduct scientific experiments in a variety of fields, from biology and physics to astronomy and materials science. It is also a testing ground for technologies and systems needed for future missions to the Moon and Mars. Over the years, the ISS hosted astronauts from multiple countries, furthering global cooperation in space exploration. Number 4. Mars missions, the next frontier. Mars has always been a focal point for space exploration. Its similarities to Earth, such as a day-night cycle and evidence of past water, make it an intriguing target for exploration. Over the years, numerous robotic missions have been launched to study the Red Planet. The Spirit and Opportunity rovers, which landed on Mars in 2004, were the first successful missions to explore the planet's surface. They provided invaluable data on Mars' geology and climate, and even uncovered evidence that the planet once had liquid water. The Curiosity rover, which landed in 2012, continued this work and made even more groundbreaking discoveries, including signs that Mars could have supported microbial life. In 2020, NASA's Perseverance rover landed on Mars, continuing the search for ancient life. Perseverance also carried the Ingenuity helicopter, which became the first aircraft to fly on another planet. These missions are essential for paving the way for future human exploration of Mars, which is the next big goal in space exploration. Number 3. SpaceX and the new era of commercial spaceflight. One of the most exciting developments in space exploration in recent years has been the rise of commercial spaceflight. Private companies, especially SpaceX, have revolutionized the space industry by making space travel more affordable and accessible. Founded by Elon Musk in 2002, SpaceX has made significant strides in space technology. In 2008, the company's Falcon 9 rocket became the first privately developed liquid-fueled rocket to reach orbit. The Falcon 9 rocket, developed later, became the first privately developed rocket to return to Earth after reaching space. SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft has delivered cargo to the ISS and, in 2020, became the first private company to send astronauts to space. SpaceX's goal is to make space travel routine and sustainable, with plans to send humans to Mars. The company's Starship rocket is designed to carry humans to the Red Planet, and Musk has said that he hopes to launch a crewed mission to Mars within the next decade. SpaceX's innovations are shaping the future of space exploration and making the dream of interplanetary travel a reality. Number 2. The Artemis program returning to the Moon. In 2024, NASA plans to launch the Artemis program, a mission aimed at returning humans to the Moon. Unlike the Apollo missions, which were focused on short-term lunar exploration, Artemis will aim to establish a sustainable human presence on the Moon by the late 2020s. This includes the construction of a lunar gateway, a space station that will orbit the Moon, and the development of new lunar landers. Artemis will not only focus on the Moon, but it will also serve as a stepping stone for future missions to Mars. By testing new technologies and systems for living on the Moon, NASA will gain crucial knowledge that will help make Mars missions possible. Number 1. The future of Mars exploration human missions. The next great frontier in space exploration is Mars. After decades of robotic missions, humanity is preparing to send humans to the Red Planet. NASA, SpaceX, and other organizations are working toward making this a reality in the coming decades. While the challenges of living on Mars, such as radiation, food production, and water, are significant, the goal of human exploration is closer than ever. SpaceX's Starship rocket is designed to carry humans to Mars, and NASA's Artemis program will provide the knowledge needed to support long-term missions. The idea of a human presence on Mars is no longer science fiction, it is a very real possibility. From the launch of Sputnik to the current missions exploring Mars, humanity has made incredible strides in space exploration. Each milestone has brought us closer to understanding our place in the universe and the vast potential for discovery that lies beyond our planet. As we look to the future, Mars is just the beginning. With technological advancements, international collaboration, and a shared sense of curiosity, humanity is poised to explore not just Mars, but the countless other worlds that await our exploration.